Are you in the market for a great EDC light? If so, stay tuned because I have just the light for you. Hello everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Jolly Living. I hope you're having a sensational day. Today we're going to be reviewing the Microstream USB by Streamlight. So I've been using these flashlights for 5 years or so. They didn't always make a rechargeable USB flashlight. They used to be just powered by a AAA battery. However, they have upgraded to these recently, so I've also upgraded. I've gone through 3 of these lights in total, meaning this is my first light. That's not to say the quality is not there. I lost the first 2 of them, which is why I bought this third one and upgraded to the rechargeable capability. These lights are very small. I've got 15 round Glock magazine here, for example. It's shorter than the Glock magazine. About as wide as, oh, I don't know, I'd say maybe like a 45. This is a 9mm magazine. And for me, the best part about these is that they're inexpensive. I know when I first bought the regular battery powered ones, I spent maybe $15 on it. It's probably about that same price on Amazon still. And then for this one, you pay a little bit more. There's a little bit more machining to it, a little bit more complex parts. You gotta pay for their chargeable battery, but overall it's worth it, and I will tell you why I think it's worth it later in this review. So firstly, let's go over the operation of this flashlight. It's a very simple light, but there's a few tricks that you might want to know to get the most out of your flashlight. The first thing I'm going to go over is the button to activate it. It's not a twist light or anything like that. It has a button here on the tail cap, and that button is used to activate the light. Now, this light does have 2 modes of operation. You can have a high and a low output. The high output is 250 lumens, and you'll get about an hour and a half of battery life out of that. And the lower output is 50 lumens, and you will get 3.5 hours of battery life out of it. When you turn on the light, it's at a low lumen output. If you need that high lumen output, what you need to do is you're gonna just bump it. So this was tricky at first for me. It took me a minute to figure it out. Hopefully this helps out somebody. But you bump it and then turn it on, and it'll go to its high output. So bump it, on, high output. If you just turn it on normal, low output. Another operating feature of this, if you're looking for the charging port, it actually took me a few minutes to find it. The instructions that come with it aren't detailed, but honestly they don't really need to be. All you have to do is twist the bezel and pull out, and you will find this handy dandy little slot, handy dilly. Inside the slot, you see there's a micro USB charger, just like any Android phone. The flashlight comes with a short little cord. You can plug it into your laptop, computer, if you got those fancy wall sockets that have the USB charger on them. Any of those will work. It charges for, I don't know, when I've been doing it, it's usually 3 or 4 hours from dead to full. I also haven't really been running this light low. But it's not an unreasonable charge time if you use it, say, throughout the week and then charge it on the weekend. You know, I don't think you're going to be going through the battery every single day. If you do, that's pretty amazing. And then the third feature of this light that a lot of people don't use, and I thought I would never use it, but I actually wound up using it quite a lot. You can see on the pocket clip, it functions just like a pocket clip in that you can spring it just like that. However, if you look, there's a little bit of an S-curve on it, and it curls back on itself. That's so that this can actually be used as a headlamp. So if you are a person that wears ball caps, anything with a brim on it, you simply do is slide it, or fiddle with it, get it right like that. So now it's clipped right to the brim. It doesn't really throw the balance of the head off or anything like that. It's a very, very light flashlight, and then you can go ahead and use it as a headlamp. It's great for working on things hands-free. I use it on the ship that I work on all the time. Probably blinding the camera, so sucks to suck. As far as the size goes, I've already addressed that this is a very, very small flashlight. I know a lot of people spend money on Surefire flashlights, you know, $200, and it just looks like they have a Woody in their pocket or something like that. This is svelte. It's small. That's honestly the biggest reason why I got it. I didn't want to be carrying around a big old flashlight every day when something like this will do the job. I just hate, you know, whipping out my cell phone or something like that if I need a light. Something dedicated is much better in my opinion for somebody that's working in the field in their hand or with their hands, anything like that. As far as materials go, this is a aluminum body, aluminum construction all the way around. The tail cap is rubberized, the lens is polycarbonate. Inside, both the tail cap, where the battery is housed, and up front where the charging port is, it is O-ring sealed. So this flashlight, it doesn't say that it's waterproof, it says it's water resistant. However, I would be very confident submerging this in water. Like I said, I've had these for about 5 years, and I work in a maritime environment, so these things have stood up to all sorts of corrosive seawater, grease, oil, all that sort of stuff. The last and final point that I would like to make is that while this is only a $20 light, it puts out 250 lumens, and if you know most weapon light these days, the small ones that you'll find on like handguns, the particular one I have is the APLC by Inforce. Those aren't putting out too much more in terms of lumen than 250. They're about the same brightness. I would be confident using this as a backup to a weapon light, or instead of carrying a weapon light, just carry one of these and do the, I'm not really sure what they do these days for, you know, tactical, but I would actually be very confident carrying this. To sum it up, honestly, just the best small light that you can get, and for a fifth the price of an APLC, a tenth the price of a Surefire, you're getting a solid light that might be made for, you know, a slightly different purpose than that Surefire is made for. But if you're looking for an everyday carry light, you can't get much worse than this. That don't make sense. So to sum it up, this light costs $20. It performs like a $100 APLC. It doesn't put out the same output as like a $200 Surefire, but do you really need to have that output? I've found, you know, even on long arm weapon lights going over like 500 lumens, it's not worth it at all. You're just blinding yourself in many cases. So for an everyday light, this is perfect. It's tiny, it's very inexpensive if you lose it, as I've, you know, lost 2 already. It's not that big a deal. You aren't out $100 or $200, you're out $20, and, you know, I hope you're not in a situation where $20 is a make or break thing, but if it is, it's better than losing that expensive light. Typically, my philosophy is buy once, cry once, but in this case, with something this small, something that I use so often, something that I am likely to lose, I would rather get something that's good, not, you know, outstanding, best in its field, but good and reliable, and be able to look at it as expendable. So that wraps it up for this review. I appreciate y'all's time. This is my very first video, so if you like the content, if you'd like to see more, I would really enjoy it if you subscribe or just like the video. Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to beg for it, but I hope you guys, you know, at least give me feedback, tell me where I can improve, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.